Donald Trump and Joe Biden exchanged insults and interrupted each other in the first presidential election debate before November's vote. It was a tetchy affair that's been described as messy and chaotic.
Listen respectfully to each other's opinions.
I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar.
Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, excuse
Number
me,
one.
Chris. No, you're a number two.
No, he's Putin's puppy. I get my time back?
Fewer interruptions. I'm appealing to you, sir, to do that.
Well, and him too.
Well, frankly, you've been doing more interrupting
Well, that's
than
all
he
right,
has.
but he does plenty.
Well, less than...
Well, he's just shush for a minute.
Why didn't you do it over the last
wait,
25
no,
years?
Because you weren't
Why didn't
president.
you do it over
Because
the
you
last
weren't
25
president
years?
screwing things up.
You were a senator. And
You're
by
the
way,
worst
you were a
president
vice-
America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on.
China ate your lunch, Joe.
It's hard to get any word in with this clown. Director
Gentlemen,
said.
Well, then you know what?
We're done, sir.
Although the moderator did struggle to get a word in edgeways, he managed somehow to guide the debate onto a number of pressing topics, among them the pandemic, the economy, racism and police brutality.
We should be providing all the protective gear possible. We should be providing the money the House has passed in order to be able to go out and get people the help they need to keep their businesses open schools. It cost a lot of money.
We got the gowns, we got the masks, we made the ventilators, and now we're weeks away from a vaccine. I've spoken to the companies, and we can have it a lot sooner. It's a very political thing because people like this would rather make it political than save lives.
Masks make a big difference. His own head of the CDC said if we just wore masks between now, everybody wore masks in social distance between now and January, we'd probably save up to 100,000 lives. It matters.
He wants to shut down this country, and I want to keep it open.
You've got to provide these businesses the ability to have the money to be able to reopen with the PPE as well as with the sanitation they need.
People want their schools open. They don't want to be shut down. They don't want their state shut down.
You can't fix the economy until you fix the COVID crisis. Billionaires like him in the middle of the COVID crisis have done very well. Billionaires have made another $300 billion because of his profligate tax proposal.
I had to close the greatest economy in the history of our country. And by the way, now it's being built again.
We handed him a booming economy. He blew it.
It wasn't booming.
He blew it.
It wasn't booming.
My economic plan would create 7 million more jobs than his in 4 years, number one. And number two, it would create an additional $1 trillion in economic growth because it would be about buying American. He's the racist.
You have treated the black community about as bad as anybody in this country. You did a crime bill, 1994, where you called them super predators, African Americans, the super predators, and they've never forgotten it.
What I support is the police having the opportunity to deal with the problems they face. And I'm totally opposed to defunding the police officers.
The people of this country want and demand law and order, and you're afraid to even say it.
The vast majority of police officers are good, decent, honorable men and women. They risk their lives every day to take care of us. But there are some bad apples. And when they occur, when they find them, they have to be sorted out. They have to be held accountable.
We asked international affairs expert Sophia McLennan and former Republican Senator John Loudon to share their views on the first debate.
The problem right now that we see in this election is that Trump has a version of how he's handled things, one where he's done, as he would put it, a phenomenal job, and the other, which is the facts. We now have credible reports that Trump was aware that the virus was deadly, yet deliberately chose to go the other way with the American public and suggest that it wasn't going to be that bad, that it was sort of like the flu. Trump lost his composure. He was repeatedly interrupting and, seemed overly emotional and somewhat hysterical. So I think there's little question that Biden did better.
It's a really sad day when supporters of a presidential candidate are happy that their candidate didn't totally embarrass himself. Certainly, candidate Biden had several apparent lapses where he seemed to lose his train of thought. Biden didn't hold back. He just dismissed the president as a liar, I'd hate to see the count on how many times you said the president just lies, but American politics can be pretty contentious, and I think American people, sadly, are kind of used to it. Very many minds were changed tonight. I think both candidates came out and stayed on their message, and I'm not sure there was a clear victory either way.